way. So I still wear socks and shoes sometimes when I have to, when society forces me to. But
And if I'm cold, it's the first thing I warm up. It's my feet.
yeah, it's just, I think it's maybe one of the best social constructs I've ever thought of that proves that you really are taught everything. There's nature, and you're born with like a specific set within your mind, and you are you. But ultimately, everything you've ever learned has been taught to you by someone else. You've never gone out and found the information yourself necessarily. It's really just like regurgitation, and that's like what artwork is. Like all artwork is like a regurgitation and inspiration from someone else and all that.
Is it?
Maybe it's not. I know. That's the thing. Like there's a side where you can say like, okay, nature plays a part in this, and you are so unique within yourself that you're actually creating individual pieces that move the ball forward in unique ways that change society. But I just, the shoes and socks one, that kind of got me the other day when I thought about that. I was like, oh, I like thinking about social constructs and how everything has been taught to me by other people. And so everything I believe was a belief adopted from others.
Or you evolved it.
I'm trying to. I mean, that's why I'm trying to go into Walmart with no socks and shoes.
I'm going to answer your question now about the hardest thing I've ever done.
Okay.
Because I've got it now.
Okay.
And it's along this lines. Because you talk about you obtaining these constructs from learning from others, right? The hardest thing I've ever done is when you know something, you know it. It's embedded. It's, we can get this discussion of facts, opinions, blah, 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 right? But when you know, it's solid. Why? Because you've experienced. I'm not saying this is bad. This is risk, right? And then convey that to someone else. And they say, no, it's not risk. I will tell you
okay.
To me, that's one of the hardest things in life. You're like, no, what do you mean? Of course it is. Of course it's risk. It's huge risk. And you can say, well, no, it's not. And I can put together, well, here's an example, here's an example, here's an example. Look. I saw this, I saw that. I didn't learn this. I saw it. I experienced it. I saw it live. It's real, right?
Yeah.
And I convey it. It could be to you or someone else. And do they buy into it? No.
Yeah, because risk is perceived differently by individuals
right,
based on
and you're
what
like,
they've actually
wait a minute,
experienced.
I've got all the facts.
Yeah.
I've got the details. I've experienced it. I've got data behind me by the mountains. But I can't convince you or someone else.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. That's one of the toughest things I've ever. And I've had to come to an acceptance on that in my life.
All right.
Probably the toughest thing I've ever had to do is accept that even though I know this, other people don't have to choose that.